Welcome to this session. In this session, in the previous sessions, we are seeing the different concepts regarding your Unit 3. So, let us see the summary of Unit 3. So, the Unit 3 is naming only about getting to know about Android UI. So, the user interface design, how we have to develop by using a different layouts or the different views, how we have to develop. So, that is the concept we have to learn in this Unit 3. So, the Unit 3 is mainly focusing on these 7 concepts. So, what are these 7 concepts? Before learning all these concepts, we have to know understanding of the views, understanding the components of a screen. So, how we have to understand the components to be presented in your screen. So, in the previous units, we are seeing a different activities, intents and fragments. But each and every activity, the designing of your activity is to be different than compared to the other. Yes or no? Whenever you are seeing a Facebook or whenever you are seeing any application which we move on to another activity, is a collection of activities. The application is nothing but a collection of activities, but each and every activity is to be deferred. So, whenever you are seeing a first activity, the details are to be collected whenever you are using a registration form. So, the second activity is a login form. So, the login form will contain only username and password. So, in the same way, whenever you are considering any application, the activity user interface design will be varied. So, different user interfaces are to be created. So, how these different user interfaces are to be developed by using a different layouts. And these user interfaces will also having a different views and different view group elements. That means different widgets are to be available in that view group. So, for example, wherever you are considering username. So, the username is one of the text view. To enter the username, we have to use a edit text. So, that is also one of the widget. So, in the same way, we are using a different views and view group elements. But how these views and view group elements are to be structured or to be arranged is nothing but using these different layouts. So, let us go with the one by one talk. So, what is the understanding of user interface? So, what is the understanding of user interface is having a, so any application will be contains a different activities. In the different activities, we have to focus on different user interface designs. So, how the user interface design is consisting of? So, user interface design is consisting of a, whenever you are creating a UI application, it will contain one of the activity. I am going with only one activity in your application. One activity in your application. So, at the time of opening of your new project or new application, it will opens only one activity to your application. Defaultly, one activity will be opened. So, it will automatically opens the corresponding files as XML and Java to this first activity. So, the XML and Java, in that XML is used for the UI design. XML is used for the UI design and Java is for actions or the related information whenever you are providing a user interface components. That means you are pressing a button or you are entering a text view, any information. So, you are entering a edit text. So, that means you are giving any details to this edit text. You have to collect and send to another. So, those type of actions will be provided in this Java. But the user interface, whatever the components you are, whatever the activity space you are containing a different views, that view designing is to be done by using a XML. So, that the XML will be starts like this. So, in this third unit, we are only focusing on XML. Why? Because we have to only know about how the user interface is to be designed by using a view or view group elements. So, XML version and encoding, this is a main syntax for this opening of your XML. So, in that we have to mention any one of the layout to arrange the views, any one of the layout. So, XML-NS for namespace and orientation and layout width and layout height. These properties will decide the what is the size of the linear layout, width and height. Orientation means we have to arrange the views in either which order. So, this is some linear layout and we have to close this linear layout. These are the what are the size and what are the different things to this linear layout. After that we have to add a different components in this place. After that we have to close this linear layout. In this way the basic design of the XML file. So this XML file is to be presented, but how this XML file is to be run? How? So that one is by using a Java. So whenever you are using the activity is having a 7 different methods. In those 7 different methods, by using a onCreate method only at the time of compilation or at the time of running, so by calling this method set content view method, it will load your user interface. It will load your user interface. So what it will load is nothing but we have to provide the file name. So r.layout.main. So that means it will load your main XML file. It will load your main XML file. So in this way we have to load the user interface design. So the first one is we have to create an XML design, but to add those XML design, that means to appear that XML design, we have to go with this one that is to be available in a Java. So within the onCreate method, we have to call one of the method as set content view. In that we have to pass a value as nothing but we have to specify which file will be or added to your user interface design. I want to load main.xml, so that you have to specify like this. After that, views and view group. So what is this view and view group is nothing but we have to add a different components or the different widgets to your activity. So how it is to be possible? So the view is nothing but it is a widget that will be appeared on the screen. So whatever the component that is appeared on your screen is called as one of the view. Example are nothing but whenever you are adding a button. So submit button is one of the view, reset button is one of the view, or the labels are also to be considered as views, and text boxes are also considered as views. But all these views are to be added. So this view is derived from the class as Android view.view. This is a base class which is derived from the view. And next thing is view group. So what is a view group? When we were adding one or more views are to be grouped, so that collection of views is called as view group. So the example for this one, is nothing but we have to use layouts. Why? Because using a layouts, you are having a different views. That means more than one view is to be grouped, but how these views are to be arranged. Whenever you are having only single component in your single widget, you have to place it anywhere, no problem. But you are having a group of views, that means more than one view is to be presented. So how we have to arrange? So all the group of elements need to be presented in there, or all the group of views are to be presented in this place, or in which way we have to arrange all the views, those are to be presented in your view group. So that we have to arrange those view group elements, we have to go with the one of the concept as layout. So the layout will provide one of the thing as order or the sequence of views. Order the appearance and sequence of views. That means how we have to display the view group elements. So that order will be provided by using a layout. So what type of layouts are to be given or nothing but frame layout, linear layout, scroll view, and a relative layout. So different layouts are to be introduced. And this view group is also derived from the one of the class as Android view.view group. And the second concept. So view is nothing but one of the widget, and view group is nothing but collection of views. And linear layout. So what is this linear layout is nothing but we have to arrange views either single row or single column format. So this linear layout will be used. And child views are to be arranged in either vertically or horizontally. And this will be done in a main.xml file, and it is presented in a RES layout. So while you are designing a user interface, all the user interface, that means all the XML files to be presented in one of the folder as res/layout. Why? Because res and layout, the Eclipse IDE will provide this structure to maintain a different file formats. If your file is XML, so you have to go with the res/layout. If your file is Java or if your file is image, so we are having a different folders. So from those different folders, the user interface files will be going with this res/layout folder. So the common attributes to be presented, the common attributes or the common attributes in view and view group elements. So what are the different attributes they are introduced is nothing but layout width. It will specify the width of the view or view group. What is the width of the view group? What is the button width? I am using one of the component as widget as button. So what is the width of this button? So that width is to be specified by using a layout width and layout underscore height. So the layout underscore height will specify the height of the button or the height of the view or view group. Layout underscore margin top. So it will specify the extra space needed on the top of the view or view group element. So within the button, so what is the extra space needed for those top of the button? So that extra space is to be specified by using a layout underscore margin. In the same way, layout underscore margin bottom, that means the extra space, it specifies the extra space on the bottom side of the view or view group. And next one is specifies the margin left. Layout underscore margin left means it will specify the extra space on the left side of the view. In the same way, right side of the view. So what is the extra space needed for the view or view group? And next one is layout gravity. So what is this gravity is nothing but it will arranges your view or view group elements in the form of either different positions, center, left, right. So which position? That means the gravity will decide how, in which place we have to arrange the views, either center position or either left of this view or right of the layout. And the next one is layout underscore weight. So the weight is nothing but how much part it will be allocated to this particular view. That one is to be guided by using a weight, how many parts. And layout underscore x and layout underscore y. So these two properties are nothing but this will indicates the x coordinate of the particular view and y coordinate of the particular view. That means when we want to add one of the position, so that means in your user interface you are adding one of the button in this place. So what is the x coordinate and what is the y coordinate of that button? So that will specify the layout underscore x and layout underscore y. And these are the common properties introduced in this. So these properties will be based on the usage. That means only some of the properties are to be allocated to, or some of the properties are used in some of the layouts whenever you are considering a layout underscore x and layout underscore y. So these two properties only useful in the absolute layout, only useful in the absolute layout. In the same way, different properties used in different layouts, and these two properties will not be used in any layouts. So in the same way, different properties are used in different layouts. Let us go with that one. So linear layout. So it will arrange either single row or single column format. So for that, so we have to use with the XML version. After that, linear layout. So in this linear layout, the main property we are used is the Android orientation. So based on this orientation property, only it will arranges your views either vertical or horizontal. That means your views will be displayed in either single row or single column. That means either vertical or horizontal, both these ways. And width and height are nothing but what is the size of the linear layout. After that, I am giving you one of the text view. So these are the text view properties, and what is the message I want to display is nothing but only hello. So in this way we have to arrange the different views. So whenever you are seeing this one, so we are adding the text view. That means the view group element is one of the text view, and we are adding a button, and after that We are closing a linear layout. That means your linear layout will arrange only view group elements as one of the text view and button. So this is called as view group. So the view group is only contains two elements, but how these two elements are to be arranged, either horizontal or vertical. So the user interface is to be like this. It will display one of the text view and one of the button. So these are the different pixel oriented, different screen sizes, how they are appeared. But whenever you are giving a orientation as horizontal. So how this horizontal? So first one is text view will be displayed. After that, button will be displayed. So whenever you are giving a orientation as horizontal. So and another property is introduced in this linear layout or nothing but what is a weight and what is a weight properties. Whenever you are seeing weight as 0.2, that means in your entire screen totally 8 parts. You partition your entire screen based on these two values. You as having only two things, button and edit text. How much part of this edit text will be displayed and how much part will be, how many parts will be allocated to this button. So that will decides this Android weight property. And one more thing is we are having a gravity properties. These two properties will be applicable in a linear layout. The first thing is gravity and second thing is weight. So what is the gravity? The gravity takes a different values, center, left, right, but they are giving a right position. That means in your user interface the button will be goes to the right side. Here they are not mentioning any gravity position, so that it will allocated to all the space. And 8 parts is to be allocated to, that means totally 0.8 will be allocated to edit text and 2 space will be allocated to button. So in that way the output is to be like this. So first of all it will display one of the text view. After the text view, whatever the screen size is there, in that screen size 0.2 is to be allocated to button and 0.8 is allocated to edit text. And the next concept is absolute layout. So what is this absolute layout is nothing but, so it will arranges your views in the form of a absolute position. So it will specifies the absolute location, that means exact location of a children is to be identified and placed. So how these exact location is to be identified is nothing but we have to use the exact position by using a x and y coordinates, x and y coordinates of the screen, so that we have to control that activity. So for this x and y coordinate values, that means we have to identify one of the location as 133 and 135. In that position we have to space one of the button. How these values are to be identified, that means how these pixel values are to be identified is nothing but we have to pass those pixel values to these one of the two properties as layout Android colon layout underscore x and layout underscore y. So it will take the values corresponding to the x and y coordinates, so that it will be arranges your button in a exact position of your user interface. So it is also less flexible. Why? Because if your screen needs to be changed, so the exact location will be also to be changed, so that it is less flexible, so that it will not used by all the applications. So it is harder and less flexible than the remaining layouts. So when you are using a linear layout or a relative layout, so than all these layouts, this is less flexible. That means the arrangement of the views will be vary whenever the screen size is to be modified. So in this way we are adding a two buttons based on the exact location. So first of all we have to open a absolute layout in your user interface file, that means XML file. After that we have to take in only two buttons, and then we have to specify the width and height. What is the width of this button and what is the height of this button. Along with the width and height we have to specify what is a layout underscore x and layout underscore y. That means what is the exact location of the button 1 and what is the exact location of button 2. So in this way the output will be displayed. And next thing is table layout. So what is this table layout is nothing but it will arranges your table format. It will arranges your views in the form of a table. So what is a table means? It is having a rows and columns. That means arrangement of the views in the form of a rows and columns. And it is having a main important thing is we are having so table row tag. The table row tag will help you to arrange the views in the form of a row. So that means it is to design the row in the table. So how many rows you have required in the table layout? So you have to mention with a table row. So within the table row you have to specify what are the different views are to be arranged in a single row. You have to specify. And next thing is each row can contains one or more views. That means we have to add or we have to include more than one view also in the same row, and which row and row forms of a cell. Each view you place within a row forms of cell. That means within the table row you have to specify whatever the views are to be presented in a row format. And width of the column. So you are arranging your rows format as button, edit text and text view. Again you are taking button, edit text. Again you are giving text view and button. But what is the width of this column? How we have to identify? How it will be decided is nothing but the width of the column is to be decided by using a largest width of the each cell. Largest width of the each cell in that column. So if the first cell is having a largest width, the width of the column is to be like this. If the second one is largest, so we are comparing all the components to be presented in that column. So which is having a highest width, that width is to be allocated to that column. So the example is to be like this. We are creating a login form with a username and one of the edit text to enter the username as, and password is also. So whenever you are seeing that one, this example, it is in the form of a table. It is in the form of a table. So what is this is a first column and this is a second column. How many rows are to be presented? This is the first row, this is the second row and this is the third row and fourth row. That means totally 4 rows and 2 columns. So by creating the 4 rows, you have to implement the table row as 4 table row tags. 4 table row tags are to be required. And within this first table row, what are the we are required is nothing but we are requiring one of the edit text and one of the text view. After that, we are closing a table row. So in the text view and edit text, we have to implement same as. So the text view is to display a message and edit text is to enter a information. So in the same way, we have to develop all these 4 rows and 2 columns. And next thing is relative layout. So what is this relative layout is nothing but we have to specify it will specify how the child views are positioned relative to each other. So whenever you are seeing this diagram, so what is this position? This position, that means this second view is to be positioned relative to the first one, that is a bottom left position. Whenever you are observing this one, this is a bottom right position. Whenever you are seeing this one, bottom position. So in this way, what is the relative position corresponding to the previous one? We have to arrange the views. And this one is also existing views. So whenever you are seeing this one, the views are to be added. So new views are added based on the relative position of the existing views. And in that relative views, we have to see what are the existing position, what are the relative positions corresponding to the elements. So whenever you are seeing this one, so you are writing one of the button. So what are the relative positions to this button? Above, first thing is, and below. So we are adding above or below, and we are also having a corresponding position is left or right. So these are the different positions relative or to be available. And next thing is, in the relative layout also they are introduced different properties regarding your relative layout or nothing but align parent top. That means within the parent activity you have to arrange your views in the top or right or left or parent top and parent bottom and parent left and parent right. So that means within the, that means it is a your parent activity you have to add either bottom or left, right or top. So that one, that means the parent activities we have to decide these four properties. So it will take a values either true or false, either only true. So that means you are giving a top is true and left is also true. That means it will arranges your as like this, top left side. And after that we are not going with the parent. Why? Because already having a one of the view, I want to add another view that is relative to this one. So at that situation we are not going with these properties, we are going with these properties as align parent left, align left, align right and below and above, below and above. So that means in this we have to pass the ID of the relative element. For these four properties we have to for these five properties we have to mention ID of the relative one or ID of the existing one we have to pass. That means the button is already present. For this button I want to add in the top right, in the below right, that means bottom right or below right position. So what in which view we have to add a below position? So button we have to add a below right, so that we have to pass a previous, that means existing element or the existing view ID, that means button ID is to be provided here. So whenever you are adding a relative position, so to which relative position we want to add this new view. So at that time you have to pass the previous one ID. So the output is like this. So I am adding a one of the text view, but after that I am giving a edit text. So the edit text is below to the text view and left to the below and left position of this text view. So that I want to pass the ID of this text view. And next thing is cancel button and save button. Whenever you are saying the save button, so the save button relative position is nothing but below the edit text, and what is another thing? So it is a right position of this. So you have to use below and align right. So for these two you have to pass the ID of this edit text, so that we have to arrange the views related to each other. And next thing is frame layout. So what is this frame layout is nothing but it will arrange your views in the form of a placeholder on the screen, can usually displayed in your information in the single view format. Whenever your view is consisting of more than one view, but all the views are to be displayed in the form of a only single view. So how this one is to be? The views you are added to a frame layout are always anchored on the top left of the view. That means you are added anything to your user interface by using a frame layout, all of them are started with the top left. You are adding one of the text view. So you are adding one of the button, you are adding one of the image. All the things are to be added to this one of the place. That means anchored in a one by one, that is a layered format. So that it is also to be starts with the top left. So example is to be like this. So you are using only this place is to be a frame layout. So what is the frame layout is consisting of only one of the image and one of the button. One of the image and one of the button. So how these are arranged? The first thing is image is displayed. So within that image, what is the top left? So in the top left part is to be allocated to print picture button. Print picture button is to be allocated. That means one by one in a single view format only the components are arranged. And the next thing is scroll view. So what is this scroll view is nothing but whenever if your scroll view is nothing but if your activity space is only the scroll view is a special type of frame layout. So the use of this scroll view is, it will enable the users to scroll through the views. That means whatever the views are to be displayed, so that views are to be displayed to the users by using a scroll through a list of views that will occupy more than the physical display. If your physical display, that means your views are occupying more than the physical display, so that views are to be displayed to the users by using a scroll view. So that means your views are to be like this, your views are added. So your views will occupy more space, your views will occupy extra space on the of your activity. How these extra spaced activities, extra spaced user interface will be displayed is nothing but by providing a scroll view. So it will also to be a child views or to be grouped and normally by using a linear layout. So in this we have to, for example, we have to show that one, we have to use one of the thing as linear layout. So here they are displaying a 5 different buttons and along with them one of the activity, one of the edit text, how these are to be developed. So the edit text is more pixel size 300 or 400, so that it will occupy more space than your activity. So how it will be displayed is nothing but we have to provide you one of the scroll bar. So the view is nothing but a widget and view group is a collection of the views. Linear layout is arrangement of your single row or single column format. Absolute layout is nothing but providing the exact location of the child views, and table row layout is nothing but it will arrange as a row and column format by using one of the tag as table row tag they are introduced. And relative layout is nothing but what is a relative position. So the button is to be there, so button top or button bottom, top left or top right or bottom left or bottom right. Based on the relative position of this button, the child views are to be arranged. And frame layout is a single view. It is a placeholder to arrange all your views in the format of a single view. And next one is scroll view. So the views are appeared or designed in your user interface are extra than the physical appearance. So at that situation we can't able to see the user in view, we can't able to see the views, but how these views are to be appeared is nothing but by providing a scroll bar to that. So we have to see the extra components are added to your views. So with this we are completed all the topics presented in the unit 3. So from the 3.1 to 3.7, that means the user interface with the different views and different layouts are completed. Thank you all.